What's up, people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. That's right, welcome back to another match reaction here on the Cup Chasers. As we are going to Wembley. 1-0 to the Arsenal, the classic refrain. And my people, we've made it to the ship. We've made it to the Carabao Cup Final with, I'm not going to say it was a magnificent performance. I'm not going to say it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. But we did what was required. Got it over the line. Beat what was in front of us. And we're going to Wembley. Through to the final. Absolutely love to see it. Go ahead and smash up the likes, people, for an Arsenal victory. It certainly does help the channel, of course, and I really appreciate you being here. Hype it up if you got any of those left, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It would be a pleasure to welcome you to the community. And I want to know what you're thinking about this one down there in the comments. Was it a game management performance? That's what I'm going to call it. We'll call it a game management performance, but I want to know what you think. Who's your man of the match? It's Declan Rice for me, of course. We'll get into all of that. Like I say, certainly appreciate you being here. And when I saw the lineups, no Martin Odegaard at all, no Reece James at all is very interesting. But I thought that Eberechi Eze did what was required of him in there today. It was not, it was far more similar to how we normally play. It was not the press that Kai Havertz did in the previous game versus Leeds. Very different game, but it was the first like 5-10 minutes was really weird. You could tell that Arsenal were just trying to figure out what Chelsea would do in this new formation. When we played through the lines, we would just see what they would do, and then we go right back because we were trying to figure out who was going to follow who in that midfield. It was a very confusing first 10 minutes because it was just the way they had set up with Liam Delap giving them width on the right-hand side and Cucurella acting as the width on the left-hand side. It was almost as if against the ball, Chelsea were in their 5-4-1, right, against the ball. But when they had the ball, Cucurella would press really high, Liam Delap would press really high, and so across the back was Gusto, Chalobah, Hato, and Cucurella wasn't even there. It was they had a 4 across the back when they had possession, and then Enzo was tucking in supposedly into the number 10 space to try and pick up the ball and be creative, but he got lost in that first half. He was nowhere to be found. I think that Chelsea were a little bit not sure exactly what to do as far as trying to play through the press in that 3-5-2 in the first half, especially. There was a lot of long balls from Sanchez to Liam Delap. So much so that it explained why they were trying to play Delap as a right winger. Like, who in their right mind decided that Liam Delap should be playing as the right winger? The only way it made any sense was the fact that they kept targeting him with the long balls, hoping to get the knockdown. And I'll say the 2 times that they won the second ball in the midfield in that first half, they looked dangerous. But other than that, they didn't really offer anything, nothing at all in that first half. And for me, the performance from Arsenal, like in the preview, I was talking about how they needed to match the energy, yeah? That we need to match the intensity that we knew Chelsea were going to bring. Like, I expected them to be really intense right out the rip, kicking us like they always do. And they did. They kicked us a bunch of times, and I complained about it. Should have had a penalty, of course, but I'm not going to complain about that. The referees are garbage for everyone. So that's all that needs to be said about that. Although, if you go back in the watch along, I was certainly upset about that. Certainly wanted to get that penalty there. I was very heated, but the game did not really get going until Cole Palmer and Estevao came into the game, because it was, I don't know how many times I said, make Sanchez hit it long, win the second ball. Make him hit it long, win the second ball. I was like on repeat. That's what I was saying for like an hour. Okay, Sanchez is going to hit it long. All right, we'll win the second ball. All right, Sanchez hit it long again. We'll win the second ball, like over and over and over and over and over again. And it seemed like that was all they had in the 5-3-2 formation, trying to build up. It did become the 4-3-3, but when Cucurella is your left winger and Delap is your right winger, it was easy. It was just easy in there. But we did have to work hard. Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice had to bust ass in there because they were winning every second ball, just winning all the second balls, all the duels, all the battles. And who's the best midfielder? Who Chelsea fans want to tell me who the best midfielder is now? Yeah, Declan Rice, man of the match, dude. Absolute man. I actually gave him man of the match before he got the assist for Havertz to do the only thing Havertz really does, going around the goalkeeper. He's done that before, so he knows how to do that in big cup games, of course. But yeah, Declan Rice, man, this guy. Does West Ham need another $100 million because we robbed them? Holy crap, this guy, what do you say about him, dude? Absolute stalwart, absolute incredible, once again, from Declan Rice. The first question they asked him before I turned it off, I was listening to some of the post-match stuff. The first question they asked him was, how you feeling after a win like that to go through to the final? And he goes, shattered. Like he was dead. He was absolutely rushed off his feet, man. He was so tired after that because he put it all in there. He put it all on the line, gave everything in there today, and I think he was magnificent. I think it was fantastic, dude. A lot of, especially at the end of the game, 85th or so, they started putting in pressure. They started actually woke up and said, yo, we should probably try to win this game now that the time's ticking away. And so many clearances from Declan Rice. So many, times where I'm screaming, stop! And it's Declan Rice who gets there to block the shot or block the pass. I thought, what a performance. What a magnificent performance from the man, and no, I'm not going to say overall that it was like, oh my God, Arsenal were this blistering, incredible, beautiful passing, lots of balls through the lines. We didn't do any of that. Straight up, we didn't do any of that. And while no, it's not necessarily the approach to a game that I want to see, and I was thinking in the back of my mind, I was like, man, if we go gung-ho balls to the wall in away legs in the Champions League, and then we bring that versus Bayern Munich at home, and we bring that versus Paris at home, we probably won't play Bayern until the final. But you get my, like, if we play Madrid, are we going to play like that at home versus Madrid? Definitely going to need to bring more energy as far as our approach to second legs of Champions Leagues. Of course, the dynamic will be different. The team will be different, of course. And if we're playing Madrid, I doubt very seriously they're going to sit back and hoof long balls to Mbappe all day long. So, maybe they will. I don't know. It's been a rough few weeks for the Madridistas, as you may know. But, yeah, as far as, other guys to pick out, Martinelli gave everything today. Absolutely gave everything, worked his socks off. Should have scored in the first half, I would say. Gusto did well on the defense. I was shocked that Martinelli didn't even get a good shot off on that breakaway, but I thought he did well. I thought he worked really, really hard against the ball, and that's what Arteta obviously said was the flavor of the day. We were more than happy for Chelsea to have the ball. As we see here, they had 55.8% possession, according to BBC. I'm getting my stats from the BBC here. So we were happy with them to have the ball. And I thought, especially in that first half, when they did gain the territory all the way up to the halfway line, they didn't have any ideas. It was a lot of side to side. Anytime they did play the ball into the middle, either Big Gab or Rice or whoever it was on dude's back, was on Enzo Fernandez's back, and I will say that I thought Cole Palmer got a little bit too much space at the end there because we were giving it, I think we kind of sat back a little bit too much, but it's not unexpected. it's not unexpected to see that from Mikel Arteta, to see that from the guys. And it was kind of in the theme of some of the games we've seen recently, where in the first half, a team is so bad that they lull you into a false sense of security, into a sleep. That's right. Albo, England. We're going to the ship. Wembley, here we come. Absolutely pumped. Absolutely on cloud nine right now, of course, buzzing, as you guys say over there in England. And yeah, man, I thought that they didn't even really try to go for it, because they did switch it up from the 3-5-2. Oh yeah, lots and lots of haters. I drink their tears, man. I bathe in it. You can just wash me in the tears of all the haters, because I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Especially, people like Deji Spurs. I don't know if you watched or if you've heard in the YouTube sphere, you might say that he was upset when Spurs scored, when Solanke equalized. He was upset. I'm never going to be like that, man. I'm absolutely loving the haters out there. And it's very interesting to see teams at this level of the game start a game with such a especially this one. Chelsea were so passive. Their only idea from the back was to hit it long, and they didn't have any ideas when they had gained half the field and had possession. It was a lot of back and forth and around the sides of, how normally against the ball you'll see a lot of 4-4-2 against the ball, and it's like a Christmas tree. The narrower it gets. It was weird, right, Albo? Chelsea maybe scared to get hit on the counter. Maybe that's what. Yeah, maybe you're right. They were scared to get hit on the counter, but we just I think Liam Rosendorp perhaps thought that we were going to bring a ton of intensity and try to come at them. But yeah, we just said, you know what? You're not going to score. That was essentially the game plan. You won't. You're not going to score. And we were comfortable the whole time. Really? When did Gabriel Heinze come in? When was this? And what are you saying? Are you saying that Arteta's game management has improved, or his management of the squad? But yeah. I definitely remember Heinze as a player. Yes, you gotta love King Kai scoring against his former team. No, I'm not Havertz's biggest fan, but if he's wearing the badge, we'll definitely cheer for him. It's good to see him back. Honestly, we needed him. I don't hate him like a lot of people. All of Arteta has improved, says Albo. Thanks to Gabriel Heinze. Hey, man. Thanks to whatever. We're in a final, baby. Thanks to whatever you want to call it. Big up Gabriel Heinze then. Yeah, there you go. Shout him out. Because I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Do I think that, obviously we all want to see scintillating attacking football, but I kind of expected the game management from Arteta. And when your opposition doesn't really bring a whole bunch, yeah, there was a little bit of a spell where they were certainly in the ascendancy, especially because when Palmer and Esteval came on, they switched it to a back four, obviously. This one, I'm not sure. I haven't heard about this. Restricting water in training. Huh. I've never heard that, Albo, England. I didn't hear that one. But standards, bro. We need standards. I don't know about restricting water. I'm not sure about that story, but yeah. Back in the day, the best captains, for me, in my opinion, were the loud ones. The guys that were getting in your face, screaming at you, holding you to that high standard. The manager didn't even need to say anything, because if you effed up, he was in your ear being like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Pick it up. Be better. And I like that kind of captain. I don't think Martin Odegaard is necessarily that kind of captain. Big Gab had the armband today. I love to see that. I think he probably is that kind of captain. I think Declan Rice is probably that kind of captain. as well. Odegaard more as a lead by example, lead from the front kind of captain. And I was shocked not to see him today, to be honest with you. I hope that whatever knock he has or whatever reason he wasn't in the team is already dealt with, put to bed, and he's feeling better. And because we'll need him for the run-in. Definitely going to need him. Sunderland, big game on Saturday. So definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, we just kind of did what was required today. We beat the team that was in front of us. We, there was some moments where it was a little weird because we didn't expect. It was just an odd performance from Chelsea, and we restricted into a lot of shots from outside of the box, which is fantastic. Kepa didn't really have to do much. Yeah, there was one moment where it was a scramble in the box, but that's because we can't let crosses in. I've been screaming it from the rafters. We cannot let crosses in. When the crosses come in, it's chaos in the box, But as far as those clearances are concerned, the unsaid moments, I thought that Gabriel and Saliba were big today. I thought they were very, very big today. They needed to be with the approach that we took. But all in all, man, yeah, we're through. In the league's a whole different animal. Obviously, you want to see consistent performance. In the cup, just get it done, baby. Just get it done. That's all that mattered. We got it done. And in the end, I absolutely love to see how in the end we bent. We didn't break. We broke on them. And we went in and put it to bed at the death. Dagger from Kai Havertz. Fantastic pass from Declan Rice for that one. Gets the assist and absolutely was a good performance there. When Heinz was at Atlanta United, a grievance was filed by the Players Association alleging the players were even denied water at times during training. Well, there you go. There you go. And forgive me for stating the obvious here, but MLS just ain't, it's the level. The level is, I'm American, and I love all things American, of course, but the MLS is it's not even on the screen, man. The level is poor in comparison, and so it's a little weak. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the details. Maybe he was borderline dangerous in Atlanta. It's hot down there. I'll tell you that much. It's hot in Atlanta. So yeah, I can understand it. And MLS play in the summer, so I can understand, if he was borderline dangerous or whatever. But the standards, man, to be the best in the world, because that's what we're trying to be, are so high, dude. It's so high. I can't comment on not giving the players water or whatever. I'm not a coach, and I don't know the details of that. But I'm a fan. Not going to say I was a huge Gabriel Heinze fan when he was playing, back in the day for Argentina or whatever. And I know who he is. But, like I say, if he's got this on his chest, we'll back him. And Alba, you say he's the one that has improved all of Arteta. More power to him. Then we absolutely love him. Because at the moment, you can't argue with where we are. Hey, thanks for being here, Albo. Thanks for the comments, brother. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you, man. Make sure you're subscribing on the way out. Make sure you're liking up the video as well. Hyping it up if you got any of those left. I certainly appreciate everyone being here as well. And yeah, man, buzzing. Absolutely feeling great after this one. No, it wasn't the most incredible performance from the Arsenal, but it's what we needed, and we got it over the line. Because in the Cups, the result's all that matters. And Wembley, we're on our way. I think this is going to be so important, this final. And I want to see Manchester City. I want to beat Manchester City in the final, because it would be so demoralizing to them for the rest of the season. Because if we play them in the final, it'll be like 3 weeks later we play them in the league. Not even. Maybe. It's like April 16th or something is the league game. And so maybe it's about a month later. So what that would do for this team, for this group of players to win the trophy on our way to bigger and better things, I've spoken about it before. Yes, I think that the prize money is nothing in this tournament, but winning the trophy, actually walking up the stairs at Wembley and lifting the cup, seeing Odegaard with it over his head, like, we need that. I need that. We absolutely have to have it. But for now, we'll put it on the shelf. We got Sunderland on Saturday, going to be a tough test. They're definitely going to have to work harder than they did versus Burnley. Burnley didn't offer anything, but we're going to have to make them work a whole lot harder at the Emirates on Saturday. So, of course, we'll be there for that one with a live watch-along and match reaction afterwards. I'm going to be doing a preview as well. We'll be here with the watch-along for Newcastle Man City tomorrow as well. And please do not miss the panel show right after. Nez will be here for the discussion, the Weekly Cup Chasers podcast, of course. So thanks, everybody, for being here. Make sure you're smashing up the like button, hyping it up every time. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It would be an honor to welcome you to the community. Of course, get the notification bell on so you know when all the videos are dropping and, of course, when we are live. I certainly appreciate you being here, and you will see me next time.